science. Yeah, we're requesting to start off.
I like you.
Candy is very nice, but rocks are what we're here to talk about. Now, if you guys are here,
Good way to handle it right there.
I want to know how much you already know, because I assume you've been studying them. Who wants to tell me how many different types of rock you think there are? Yeah?
Thousands.
Well, actually, it's a pretty good guess. There are only 3 different types of rock. Anybody know what those are?
No.
Metamorphic.
Metamorphic, that is 1.
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary is 2. We have the 3rd.
Igneous.
Igneous, there we go. That's all 3 types of rock. Now, how is an igneous rock formed?
I don't know.
Really exciting stuff. It is lava, volcanoes, magma, explosions. Great. Sedimentary is a little bit different. It's essentially layers of stuff. Dirt, all that gets eventually compacted, forms a rock. Now, which is our cave made out of? It's pretty
Sedimentary.
simple. Yep.
Sand.
Sand, not our cave. Our cave is actually made up of seashells. Now, how could we have seashells? We're in Colorado, we're in the top of the mountains. Well, we think a long time ago, 500 million years, this was actually all an ocean. Our ocean's filled with fish.
Yes.
This one was no exception. When all of that dies, it falls to the bottom. Shells, bones, it all piles up just like this. And here's a fun question for you guys. Is water heavy?
Yes.
It is. A gallon of water weighs 10 pounds. Now imagine how many gallons are in an ocean. On top of piles like that, crushes it, compacts it, turns it into limestone. And then the Rocky Mountains uplifted. A whole bunch of tectonic activity, plates at the bottom of the world smash into each other. One gets forced down, one gets forced up. This creates our beautiful Rocky Mountains. It also puts cracks throughout our ceiling. These cracks are known as lifelines or fissures. Anybody want to guess why you call them lifelines?
Because they bring life.
Life into the cave.
Exactly. They bring life to our cave. They let the water in. The water, as it went through all of this soil, mixed with a whole bunch of stuff, left it acidic. You guys know what acid does? Eats through stuff, doesn't it? Now, here I have some acid. It's a carbonic acid. And here, I have some limestone. What do you guys think is going to happen when I pour this onto the stone?
Explode.
Well, my favorite thing about science is the phrase, let's find out. All right, you guys see that fizzing, bubbling reaction? It's because the acid is reacting with something called calcium, which is in limestone because it's made out of seashells. Now, here I have some water, just plain water. What do you guys think is going to happen when I pour that onto the reaction?
Explode.
Well, again,
Just
let's
saying that.
find out. Stop the reaction, didn't it? Now, what's really just happened is actually kind of interesting. The acid was dissolving the rock, picking little bits of it up off. It's now all floating around in this water. Now, when this water drops down, it's actually going to start to leave some of that behind it. And if you guys look up at the ceiling, maybe not so much in this room, but when we go back out there, you'll see all of that dripping down from the ceiling. It's how the formations are made. Now, moving on to a little bit, we have an igneous rock. I have one right here. This is a piece of Pikes Peak granite. Now, if this is an igneous rock, what do you guys think is going to happen when I pour the acid onto this?
Let's
Well,
find out.
Let's find out. Absolutely nothing. Now, I mentioned earlier the acid reacts with something specific. What was it? Calcium, which is in seashells. It's also in a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, a little bit of an aside. Do you guys know the difference between a rock and a mineral? Well, this piece of granite here is a rock. And it sounds really obvious, but let me tell you what that means. You can see all these little different colors in it. Those little colors are minerals. The orange one here is feldspar, which I actually think, is this a piece of feldspar? Okay, which is actually this orange one down here. The clear ones are quartz, just crystal, and the blacker little finer chunks are what are called mica. And that is not a chunk of mica, although my brain wants to say it is. It's a piece of obsidian.
Yes.
I have told group upon group that is mica. It is not. That one's Dougie's fault, though.
Oh, Doug,
Yeah.
he was never good at cheating lab.
No,